So Jim, can you tell me who's in this photograph and what you're doing?
Well, the two men either side of me was two supervisors. They had a squad of men, but 6 men each, and we're holding them up and we're deciding the route to take. And one of the briefs we were told was you can use the forest roads and existing paths, private right away, but you can come away from that, detour from that, if there's a feature.
So this is for the this is for the first incarnation of the Ulster Way.
Well, that's the old Ulster Way. It's now all changed now, of course, but that was the old Ulster Way. Our brief was that actually I was in charge at that time of a body known as the Rural Improvement Campaign.
Right.
And this was deal with uneconomical forestry.
Okay.
You see, and it was only for a short period of time. And one of the tasks that I got was this to plan out the route between the Forest Drive and the Knockmore Road through Dugnafar Forest, Conifer Forest, and Big Dog Forest.
And this was the first part of the Ulster Way.
That was the very first part to be cleared open, and it was officially it was quite an occasion because even the Under Secretary, Mr. Dunn, and whether you remember him or not, you might be too young for it, but anyway, he was to be there. Halfway on the road from Belfast to here, the police stopped him to say that the Prime Minister had arrived in Stormont and he must go back.
Right.
So
that was that.
So I missed all that, but I was in charge of actually the official opening.
Okay.
That took place in what they called the Loch Road, and it was rather strange. The instructions I got: make sure you're room for 6 cars. And I said, why 6 cars? Well, you'll have the Under Secretary, and then you'll have his bodyguard.
Right.
Okay. So I heard one of them. I just slowly put on their leg. He says, you'll see a bulge below the left arm. So anyway, the opening took part in a lovely dry day, and the sun was shining. There was quite a crowd.
This photograph, when was that taken?
That was taken in 1995, I think it was.
1975.
75, I think it was 75 it was taken. The Ulster Way actually was officially opened in 1976, July 1976.
So it just took a year to.
I was given 6 months actually.
My goodness.
You know, well, maybe 7 months. But the line managers called me in and said this has to be ready for July.
Right.
And I says, they said, yeah, can you make it? So I will make it.
And it was ready. It was opened in July.
It was before me. I finished up before the last date of completion. And the other forester that did the one through Ballintempo to Hollywell Road, he was given the same instructions, and he had his completed as well.
Very good. This photograph, where was it taken?
This was taken at a place called Mean Loch in Lochnavar. It's around the Forest Drive. It's a very famous fishing loch. There is some controversy about Mean Loch. I maintain it's the source of the River Sillis. Other maintains it's Loch O'Hurk. But I've been over the ground. The overflow from Mean runs into Loch O'Hurk. So that's my argument. But
yeah,
some learned men says it's Loch O'Hurk, but that's their business.
And how long, can I ask, how long had you been a forester at this time?
Oh, I was 42 years in forestry.
42 years? And when you actually did this project, had you been in a long time at that point?
What's in, I got my certificate in forestry in 1960.
Wow.
And then that was in 75, that would have been many years, that 16 years, about 15 years.
And you trained in North Wales?
North Wales.
Wow.
2 years course in North Wales, plus 6 weeks in Pitlochry in Scotland, the Exchange course. So it was an interesting course, 3 exams a year.
3 exams a year?
Yes, I thought that we, and the second year was at Easter. That was called the mock finals, and that decided, you know, how you're going to do in your finals. And I'll never forget the chief education officer coming in. We're all called up to the senior lecture room. He says 50% will fail, about maybe 25% might just scrape through, and the rest will get it. And I says, oh my goodness, you know. Well, I think I'm in the 50% failure, but I wasn't. So that was my story, you know. We had to spend a number of years as being a trainee.
Yes.
So I was very fortunate that when I became a trainee, I was given the grand title of being a supervisor or a lead labourer, and I was put in charge of 15 men that never worked in forestry before. And it was a learning curve. So.
And was your first job in Wales, or was your first job here?
My first job was here. I started off as a forest worker in Tardree, outside Ballymena, and then I was given opportunity then to do office work. And that broke me in, you know, as the saying is. And then I had to go through an exam to be a trainee. So after a couple of failures, I managed to get straight through. and then I had to do another interview for the school, the forestry school. I was told there was quite a large number had applied for the trainee scheme. It was a very good scheme because you were paid your way to Wales. They paid the tuition, and you were paid pocket money, £2 a week. And you were paid your way home 3 times a year. You were fed, as a man's fed, and looked after that way. But if you were a smoker or a drinker, you had to pay your £2. So, but it was interesting. It was, you know. But the trainee, you know, that someone, I was told there was quite a number applied for trainee, and then out of that was selected 24 for the school, for the trainee scheme. And out of the 24, then 12 were selected then to go to the forestry school. 6 to Wales and 6 to Scotland.
So quite a prestigious thing then.
It was quite a procedure,
yes,
you know.
Absolutely.
Was, you know.
Yeah. Stood you in good stead for your future career then.
That's the thing. I remember the top man from London. He was the what they call the forestry. What they call them? I think was commissioner. No, what's that he's called? Oh, some grand title anyway. And he gave us a pep talk. He says, "You're not here for a busman's holiday. That must remember." He says, "You have 40 years of career ahead of you. So stick at it." He was very sharp. But that was it, you know. Yeah. But things has changed now.
So the new version of the Ulster Way that was opened in 2009.
2009. I think that book, my book says, 2009. There's somebody a man called Chris Scott, and he did a very good job now. But
still, are parts of the route that you planned, is that still?
It's still being used, not at all now. They decided not to go off the forest tracks, the forest roads. Apparently this was for environmental reasons and safety reasons. They had to keep to the actual hardcore paths and forest roads. Which was a pity in one way, because some of these things that my little outfit here of photographs, some will not be seen, but they, you know, it's a pity that, because but that's just the way things go.